I'm Michael.
And it's Ozzy.
And this is Prater and Son.
So today we are headed back to Belle Rive Speedway.
Hopefully we can get some laps in for this guy after the bad luck for him last time.
Which, after that weekend, we did end up having more bad luck. I was working on the motor and tightened the oil plug in too much and cracked all the way through the threads on the block. So we had to do quite a bit of maintenance on that to get that sealed up so that it wouldn't leak oil.
Thank you, JB Weld. Shout out to JB Weld out there.
Yep, but we got that all patched up, and we're hoping I get some laps in. We're hoping to be fast.
Running separate classes tonight. He'll be running medium, and I'm gonna run clone heavy. And so we had to put about 30 pounds of weight on mine, which is a bummer because now both of our carts are heavy, and that will allow us to run different classes in an event that Oscar has issues in the hot chute. I'll be there to hopefully address them if I'm capable of addressing them. So hopefully we get some good content for you guys and put in a good race for you. So stay tuned. Well, we made it. Last time we were here, we were in a mad rush because the truck broke down on the way here. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit better look at Belle Rive Speedway. This is where I started my racing career back in 1990. The track's quite a bit different. You can see there's grass here up on the banking. That used to be the track. So it used to be a lot more narrow and longer, which was tricky. It's still a tricky track. The surface, it may be hard for you to tell, it's just a ton of sand. It is, I mean, literally like a beach. It's crazy. And my understanding is when they try to haul dirt into it, the sand just works its way up through whatever they put down, and it becomes a sandy surface again. But racing anywhere is fun, and we support our local tracks. So we're supporting Belle Rive this weekend. Hopefully we have a good run. Ozzy's hot laps. It's open hot laps.
And open, you've got 5 more minutes.
All right, guys, we had our hot laps. As much as we did to these carts to get them tightened up for this sandy track all week,
It's like you're driving on a beach.
Yeah, it's very hard. So we're gonna peel back the fourth curtain a little bit, take a page out of Thomas Tatum's book, Super Duper South. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on his videos. We took in, as far as air pressure goes, we were at a 2-3 split. We're gonna go a flat 2 on the back and a 2, 3.5 on the front to try to lock that back down and free the front up some. Is that right, wrong? I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn from our mistakes, or you can learn if it works. As far as prep goes, we used Firewater. So we used Burris bite all week long to put bite in the tires, and we're trying to get the back tires a little bit softer, so we're using their Dragon Whiz for that. We're Duroing very close to 30. So I know that seems crazy soft for a Burris 33, but the tires don't even look like they're working. They don't feel like they're working. So that's what we're trying. We're gonna see what it does. Yeah, it could screw the tires up. I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to peel back the fourth curtain and kind of tell you guys exactly what we're doing. And again, you can learn from our mistakes, or you can learn if it works. So I guess what I'm saying is wish us luck. We'll be back in a bit. guys. Well, Ozzy wasn't able to record my feature, but you didn't really miss much. I started in 6th position. I moved up to 5th, dropped back to 6th, and on the white flag lap was passed to finish 7th. So a lot to unpack here. Just one of those nights where you kind of rethink, you know, everything that was going on. And we, as far as like Belle Rive Speedway goes, we have a good time there. We had a good time tonight. But the track is really, really loose sand. And as we got to looking at the karts and working on the karts, I mean, the rear bearings were completely trashed. They're packed with sand. And there's some things they could do. I don't know that they would ever listen to our suggestions, but I mean, they could. I know Track Tack and BP Fuels has treatments for tracks. You have soap you can put down. Add more water to the track. Obviously, always helps out. Like calcium. Calcium would make that sand harder. But it's a situation where we gotta think about what kind of playing field we're trying to play on, and we don't have the Burris tires to do it, and on our budget we're just not going to have the Burris tires anytime soon. We prefer to run other tires, Maxxis, AJCs, stuff like that. So there's a lot to think about. It was discouraging, but we're not too discouraged. Again, we had a good time, and we do enjoy Belle Rive, and I would recommend anybody go experience it. There was guys that know how to get hooked up on that track, and they're fast, and you've probably seen some of those in the video. So, but we're probably going forward. One of our clone motors won't even start. I don't know what's going on with it. The one that wouldn't run for Ozzy in the previous video ran great for me. So, We'll probably make the clone racing a lot more sparse going forward, and likely we'll be running at places more like the track, Schindler's, MB33, County Line Speedway. I'd love to venture up north to Exit 7, Viola Boys, Sebastian Cartway. I don't know if we'll get the opportunity to do that, but I'd like to. So we just doing some reassessing. So, but thank you guys for tuning in as always. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Hopefully you enjoyed us peeling back the curtain a little bit on what we did with tires. Obviously it didn't work, but I can tell you right now, it wasn't a matter of it didn't work because the preps were no good. It was a matter that the tires were prep soaked. We have ran those tires the last 2 weeks. They just haven't had any time to harden back up. And, you know, we condition them, but that'll only do so much. You can't take a Burris tire and run it week over week over week over week and keep putting the same prep in it. It's just, it won't work for you. So, and we're learning. These are the things that we're learning. So, it was nice to see everybody down there. I'm not going to say we won't go back. I'm not saying that. I'll never say never. But I will say that it's not as likely as it would have been before. So, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Click like. Drop some comments below. If you see things that, you know, you think you could give us advice that we could improve upon, you know, we're operating here on a super tight budget. So if you're a budget racer and you're making it work, we want to hear from you. I don't want, you know, I can appreciate the guys that show up to the track with 27 sets of tires, but that's not us. You know, we see a lot of the times people just, the solution they offer, they say, hey, you got to go out and buy something new. That's just not feasible for us. We buy what we can when we can, do the best with what we got. So we're still having a blast. And next week we're going to try to make it to County Line. So we always have a good time there. So looking forward to that. So thanks for watching.